Washington, in spring 2016, Lisa Goldberg asked scientists at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center in Greenbelt, Maryland, if she could do research there. But there was a problem. She was 14, and the agency's internship program accepts students starting at 16. As luck would have it, two NASA satellite experts, David Lagomasino and Temilola Fatoyinbo, saw the request. It mentioned a tree study Goldberg had done that involved climate change and measuring the growth of maple seedlings in her backyard once a week for 3 years. The two NASA scientists were intrigued. "This girl sounds great," Lagomasino recalls saying. "We have some work to do, let's bring her in." Even at a large governmental organization, it turns out, there are ways around bureaucratic hurdles. Lagomasino and Fatoyinbo thought Goldberg could help them use satellite data to map mangroves, muddy, tangled trunk forests that fringe the coastlines of dozens of tropical countries and as far north as St. Augustine, Florida. Mangroves are critical ecosystems. They store huge amounts of carbon and nurture fish and shrimp species that millions of people depend on for food. But much about them remains mysterious. Less than 2 years later, Goldberg has developed what might be the world's first satellite-based early warning system to determine where mangroves are threatened. The work incorporates data from 4 satellites on mangrove growth and loss, rainfall, agriculture, and urban growth. Green, yellow and red pixels on a Google Earth base map indicate threat levels ranging from low to high. Going from knowing almost nothing about satellite imagery to doing serious science at a world-renowned research facility has been a whirlwind for the sophomore at Atholton High School in Columbia, Maryland. "I still sort of can't believe I'm there," she said. Goldberg grew up in the suburbs between Washington and Baltimore. She recalls elementary school field trips to the Chesapeake Bay and labs on water quality testing and rearing horseshoe crabs as part of a gifted and talented program. Lagomasino and Fatoyinbo brought Goldberg on during the summer before she started high school. "I remember just really being in awe of the work they were doing," she said. Goldberg had seen mangroves only once before, during a trip to Fort Myers, Florida. Soon, she would see many more, at least on her computer screen. She spent much of that summer analyzing images taken by NASA's Landsat satellites of the African coastline and determining whether she was looking at mangroves, water or bare mud flats. She did 10,000 classifications in 1 week, she said. Her advisors soon realized she was ready for something a bit more creative. About that time, reports came in that nearly 77 square kilometers of mangrove forest had disappeared from a bay in Australia, one of the largest mangrove diebacks ever seen. "It was really crazy to be seeing mangroves in the news," Goldberg said. She also learned that half of the world's mangroves had disappeared, and that much of what remained was threatened by sea level rise and erosion and by farming, urban development and other human activities. She was shocked, and galvanized to do something.